from our understanding of the sequence of events, the very first time this concessions were withdrawn from your it was because of a report from the inspector of mines, and then you challenge it and it went before a committee. It seems the committee says the inspector of mines was not only right, there were other things that he even the inspector missed. Is my understanding accurate as far as you are aware?
Okay, if you give me a few minutes, I'll give you the steps that the ministry took.
We are listening to you.
Yeah. Okay, so on 21st April 2026, the Minerals Commission wrote to the minister recommending the revocation of our lease. And within 2 days, the minister wrote to the commission accepting the commission's recommendation for revocation. And the next day, the Minerals Commission wrote to us saying that our license have been revoked. So there was no notice given to us, no reasons of whatever breaches that they are basing their revocation on to us. So based on that, we also petitioned the minister and submitted our evidences challenging the basis for the revocation. We found the basis for the revocation non-factual, and we strongly disagree with the allegation made against the company. And we asked the minister to look into the evidence that we've provided, which strongly suggests that the ministry erred in revocating our mining lease. So they came back to us again, and they said they've upheld the revocation. So that is where we sit at this stage. And as I said, our statement to the public is straightforward. We strongly disagree with the allegations made against the company, and based on a legal advice available to us, we consider the revocation of our mining leases unlawful, and we tend to challenge that decision through the appropriate processes.
Subsequent to, because you submitted a petition to the minister, we understand the minister set up a committee. Did you work with the committee? Did Adamus work with the committee in any way?
Absolutely. We provided all the queries that the committee provided us. So we worked with the committee, hoping that they will look at the facts and then make a decision, an informed decision.
So you are convinced that you provided adequate response to the assertions that were made, including the matter of you facilitating legal mining on your concessions. You responded to all those adequately enough?
Definitely. We responded with evidence, refuting the facts. In fact, those allegations were baseless. So we provided evidence to refute those facts. In fact, let me take you back. One thing that we want to draw the public attention to is the steps that the ministry has taken. According to the regulations, if the ministry finds or identify any form of breaches, even if it was true, and which we are challenging that they were not true, if the basis of revoking our license were true, according to the Act, if you go to the Act 703, Section 68 and 69, because our mining leases are ratified by the government, by the parliament, okay, there are mandatory steps that the minister has to take, including giving us 120 days to respond and provide evidence and rectify any issues that they have identified. We were not given that provision. And secondly, Section 69 also states categorically the conditions that mandate a revocation of the license. And we feel from the legal advice that we have, we feel that the minister didn't follow those steps. So we were not even given a chance to respond. And within 5 days, our license were revoked. And since then, when we petitioned them, we worked collaboratively with them, and we provided all evidence to refute those allegations.
But it seems the matter of hearing, do you agree it was addressed by them, by the steps taken on your petition, that the hearing matter was dealt with by the ministry? They actually gave you a hearing?
From what we are seeing, if our evidence had been taken into consideration, we believe the revocation should be reversed.
If your evidence had been considered?
Yes. So we have strong evidence that we provided. Based on that, we don't think we deserve a revocation.
I see. So you're suggesting that you had evidence that said, because some of the assertions that were made, you will understand that they are very serious assertions, that you were facilitating legal mining on your concession. You said you were not?
Yes. So let me come to that. Okay. So the Minerals Commission had a visitor site, one of our sites. It's a huge concession. It's a large-scale mining. Okay. And go to any other mining company in Ghana, you see illegal mining across. Even in Ghana, the government is fighting hard and is not even succeeding. So they went to site and they identified some foreign nationals on part of our concession. And based on citing foreign nationals on our concession, they inferred that we've subletted part of our leases to them and they are engaged in illegal mining. There's no documentary evidence that we've ever subletted any of our leases to anybody. We cannot do that. That has not happened. There's no evidence to prove that. And those foreign nationals that they saw, there was no evidence that those people were even mining. So it is strange that they will come up and use that and infer that we are engaged in illegal mining.
You're insisting, one, that there's no evidence that the people that they said they saw were mining. One.
No, they weren't mining.
Okay.
We have evidence. And they even don't have evidence that they were mining.
Okay. And the second one, you're saying there's no evidence of you giving out your concession to them to mine.
No. In fact, what happened is we engaged a Ghanaian mining support services provider who is certified by Ekow. Okay, so what we did was we entered into a contract with a company called AU Field. It's also a Ghanaian company, and we wanted them to come and help us to do our mining. Okay, and what Ekow identified was those foreign nationals that they said they identified. According to them, work for this AU Field guys that we've contracted with to help us with our mining. We've not even given the area for AU Field to mine. They have not started the mining. So that is where the allegation was coming from. We have not subletted any place to AU Field to mine at that point.
I see. Is AU Field licensed by the Minerals Commission to provide those services you are contracting them to do for you?
100%. And we have the evidence. We provided as part of our evidence.
And it says these foreigners came were there on behalf of AU Field.
I cannot say.
You cannot say whether or not the foreigners were working for them.
No. And they were not working for us.
They were not working for you. They were not working for them. Or you
I
can't
cannot say they
tell.
were working for AU Field.
Mm.
But the company cannot say that. So that's just.
Did you know they were on your concession? No matter what they were doing, were you aware that there were this group of people on your concession at the time when they were saying?
According to the evidence that was provided, they were on the concession, but we were not aware.
You were not aware that they were on the concession?
Yes.
I see.
Because we're dealing with AU Fields. That's what we're dealing with.
Has AU Fields subsequently confirmed to you that these people work for them? Have you even spoken to them on it?
And probably we need to talk to AU Fields to answer that, because we are not in a position to answer that for AU Fields, unfortunately.
There's also the portion where they are also suggesting that you were mining outside of your concession.
That is also not true. We also provided them the evidence, and we've operated within our mining lease. The Adamus has been operating for over a decade, since 2010. We've operated within our mining lease. That is not a fact. We provided evidence to prove that.
And the charges of issue having to do with tampering with the environment, doing things that you were not supposed to do, that also came up, and you were able to rebut it.
Yes, because if you have a mining lease, to operate a mining lease, you need to have an EPA permit, and all our permits are in place.
Oh, all permits are in place?
Yes. Our mining lease is active, and we are subjected to inspections and so forth. And look, things will not be 100%, but our permits are in place.
I see. Then I'll also come to the matter of the fact that you were under, is it the allegation of under declaration that the disclosures you were making when it came to production were questionable? Did you see the proof they had?
Yes. It's strange that we are going through all this, and I'm telling you everything is not true, and everything is not true, and it's a fact. Because it's how they presented the case to the public. I think they were talking about our gold shipment. Okay.
Yeah.
And before we ship gold, we have representative of custom divisions of Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) and relevant statutory gold marketing authority independently witness our saying, weighing, boxing, and shipment of our gold. Okay, and these are verified. We don't do it unilaterally. So there's no way we can tamper with our production numbers. We can tamper with our gold shipment. We cannot do that. So that allegation is baseless.
And you're up to date on your tax obligations, your royalty payments. There's also been the issue of the mineral fee that you're supposed, is it the mineral rights fee that you're supposed to pay that you've also not paid? Are you up to date on all of them?
I wouldn't say we are up to date, but we've engaged with these regulatory bodies, and we have entered into payment plan that has been in place for a long time. Otherwise, those regulatory bodies would have come onto us. So we are paying. We have not stopped. We are not avoiding it. And look, let me draw your attention to a few things. The basis for the revocation was that we were engaged in illegal mining. We've subletted our mining lease to foreign nationals. Okay, and based on that, they revoked our license. So now, when we petitioned the ministry to look into our case. Now they went beyond the scope and then looked into all these things that are not linked to the basis for the revocation. And we think we've been treated unfairly, and we have our audited accounts that we submitted to the committee to look at.
The committee looked at those. Have you seen the committee report as yet?
Yes. Certainly, I have.
Okay. So after looking at the committee report, you are still convinced that if you put this before a court of law, they will find that the committee was wrong?
Absolutely. Because we have the evidence, we have all the proof. We need to look at the thing in totality. Okay? For instance, they said we transferred some money to a foreign company elsewhere. By that, we're doing that to avoid taxes and so forth. See, we provided them a full audited financial statement. So they just looked at one-sided. They're just looking at receivables and not looking at liabilities. See, Adamus falls under in Google Mining Group, and it's a subsidiary. And there are other subsidiary companies that provide these services to Adamus. So you don't look at only the receivables, you have to look at liabilities, how much Adamus also owes the other subsidiaries. So if you put that in context, then that doesn't make sense. So to say that, to answer your question, we have a strong basis to take this up. And that is what the company is going to do, to take it through the appropriate legal process to protect our interests. Because we have a documentary evidence to support our case.
I see. Have you filed already, or you are now planning to?
At this stage, I wouldn't.
Oh no, I am not asking you to disclose what is in there. I'm just asking the question of whether or not you started the process to the courts. That's all.
No, we haven't. That's what I'm saying. We started the appropriate process.
Okay. To conclude with you, are you being investigated criminally?
The company being investigated criminally?
Yes. Is there a criminal investigation currently ongoing? Maybe involving a company, involving a CEO, whatever it is. CID, are the CID investigating? They made you aware that they are investigating anybody at the company?
At this stage, we are not aware as a company that we are being investigated by anybody.
Okay. Thank you very much for speaking to us this
Thanks
morning.
very much. Thanks for having me.